Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 45 of the regular season, where the Astros win 2-1 over the Cleveland Guardians off the back of a gem by Christian Javier. Coffee tonight's almost as good as Javier was. In celebration of Javier pitching a absolute gem of a game, I have been drinking coffee like it's the end of the world. That being said, I did start the festivities earlier, which was yesterday. Anyway, enough about my caffeine addiction. On to the game. Bread and butter of it. There were 2 runs scored, and both of them were sac flies. So the real story is Christian Javier with another gem. After his last game, I believe it was 7 innings, 1-run ball. He was magnificent. I called it the best game of his season. And this has a really good case to be his best game of the season. Christian Javier embarrassed the Cleveland hitters this evening. He started the game in the first inning, striking out the side, allowing a walk. That would be the only walk he would allow. He would get strikeouts on his first 6 outs. He was rolling in this game. He would finish with 9 strikeouts through 5 2/3, which is tying a career high for the 5th time in his career. He cannot get to that double digit of strikeouts, huh? He gave hitters a steady diet of high fastballs and a slider that was absolutely disgusting and nearly unhittable. 20 swings and misses tonight for Christian Javier. They were going for it, and they could not touch it. The fastball got 12 swings and misses. The slider that is just becoming filthy and absolutely lethal paired with that fastball got 8. Javier looked fantastic tonight. He looked fantastic. He had 1 hard hit ball all evening. This was one of the more dominant games Javi's pitched as an Astro. And while moment-wise, I certainly think his coffee game will always be his most beloved game, the past 2 for him have been, you could debate both of them being the best game he's pitched. So Javi would be removed in the 6th inning. Ryan Stanek would come in. He'd have a nice 1 out on the whole 3 pitches. Stanek's being used weird recently, where he just comes in for an out, throws less than 5 pitches, and then leaves. Which, I don't know, I'd like to see him stretch it out a little bit more, but if that's the biggest problem and you're still winning games, you can kind of live with it. Blake Taylor would come in and didn't particularly look great. He'd go 2/3 of an inning. He would give up a run, the only run of the evening, walked a guy, gave up a base hit. He got a strikeout. He didn't look awful, but not Blake Taylor-ish. He's looked a little bit off this whole season, which is strange. He has been very elite since coming up in 2020, so hopefully this is just a little glitch in the matrix and he bounces back for the rest of the season, but just not the panic button by any means yet, but a little bit of concern, an eyebrow raised, for instance. Hector Neris would come in after Blake Taylor in his inning and give up a walk because it seemed like the tires were starting to fall off. Luckily, he would get out of it without any more damage. Rafael Montero would come in. He'd have a clean inning, got a strikeout. He was pretty pumped up about it. And Ryan Presley in the 9th, a 1-2-3 9th with a strikeout to end it, and the Astros get a 2-1 victory. The offense was not good. Both of our runs came on RBI sac flies. One of them was an RBI sac fly double play because Altuve tried to get greedy and take a base. Say la vie. That's unfortunate. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. We didn't look good offensively. Luckily, the pitching was immaculate, and you were able to squeak by with 1. Also, just looking ahead at the next game, and also kind of looking back at this game and the game previous, wild pitching thing. Framber Valdez has a 2.89 ERA, which is very good. That is better than any of the Astro starters last season. That's a great ERA. That's 3rd in the starting rotation. And Verlander is more than lapping the field with Javier or Framber. To a new stacked deck. Like my 5th cup of coffee, it's probably fine. And the Astros tomorrow, for what feels like the first time in years, have a day off. We have a day to relax, to travel, where we head to the West Coast. And we play Seattle for a weekend series. The late night starts are back. You're going to be used a lot in the next few days. That game's on Friday, 9:40 Eastern, 8:40 Central. The Mariners send Chris Flexen to the mound, and the Astros send Justin Verlander to the mound. And I'm going to stir the pot in that video talking about Verlander. I just know it, so hopefully all goes well and I can stir the pot with that game. Anyway, that is Friday. I will be here afterward to talk about it. And that is all I have to say for the evening. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Stros.